What's been going on in the world of streaming? I don't know. You tell me. I'm at a loss here. You know, look. Let's just call it like it is. 2017 can go f itself. Okay, 2017 can go f itself. We are done with 20 freaking 20. Well, for those of you who do not know me, welcome to my stream. For those of you who do know me, thank you for all of your support. I am the T Monster. You're welcome to call me T. Call me T Monster. Call me Twitch Dad. If you're studying Spanish on a cell phone like this, you can call me El Papa de Twitch, which according to some people makes me sound like a drug lord. But I am also the author of this book right here, Twitch for Dummies, available in bookstores everywhere. And I better get the plug bell ready just in case. I also have a bookstore for myself. That bookstore, and that's Mr. Munchie, page 277, as we like to call him. Perv, how are you? Astral Audio, Psycho Red, new friend from last night. Welcome to the stream. I hope I can help you out today. All right, so let's just go on ahead and let's get some things off the off the table first. First, I'll thank you all for the biddies. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the subs. You guys are killing it right now at the beginning of this. Greg, good morning. How are you? You guys are absolutely effing killing it this start to the day. Before I really get into things, I did want to check one. Yeah, got it. Oh, that's cool. I think I might do that. All right. So I just got an email from the For Dummies people. I was hoping to do a special. Do some type of special deal with For Dummies, like a discount for anybody who is attending the stream and has questions and wants to ask me what's going on. But speaking of what's going on, let me just go on ahead and let me get some stuff off the plate, and then we can really focus on this what I'm calling pretty much a primer for Twitch for anybody who is either new to Twitch or people who are making the jump from Mixer to Twitch, because in the past year some things have changed. But first, let's talk about some stuff here. There is an incident occurred yesterday with a member of this community and another Twitch streamer. It has been dealt with, and sadly, we have had to break ties with that person. It's kind of like a mini Lano situation, if you will, and it's real sad that it happens. But you know what? It happens. And we are doing damage control as best as we can, and we're moving on. But if Twitch Dad has any advice for anybody out there, you can be better. You can always be better. You can always be better. Work on that. Just do me that favor. Work on that. Okay? So, as you know, I am T. Morris. I am the author of the books you see in the lower corner, Podcasting for Dummies, which we're working on the 4th edition on right now and about to sign off on it. Discord for Dummies, which, yes, exactly, Munch. Think before you act. Discord for Dummies, which literally came out last month. I think it's a month old now. It is officially a month old. And then finally, the book in question, Twitch for Dummies, which came out in January of 2019. And just between this book and the changes I'm going to be highlighting and talking about here, you may be like, is the book still relevant? Trust me. The book is relevant just alone for the content on page 244, which I'm going to turn to real quick, called Making a Music Bed for Your Channel, where we talk about the recent recent crackdown that happened from the good folks over at the RIAA. And the thing is, I'm surprised it took them this long. Now, with some of the stuff that we've got going on this channel, and Nate Futh, thank you for that host. I certainly do appreciate it. That's great, and I'm glad that the thing is, there's still a lot of relevance in this book. But the second thing I want to get off the plate here, if you are on this stream to get rich quick, to quit your day job and go full-time streaming, or to get ninja numbers, this is not that stream. This is definitely not that book. This book is basically your go-to shop, your go-to guide on how to stream. So those of you who are who are making the jump from Mixer to Twitch, if that's what you decide, you already have the basics down. It's just a matter of getting good with the platform and getting comfortable with the platform. And that I totally understand and I totally get. That's what this stream is about. This stream is about working with the new tools that are available. Fly, shame on you. No, you cannot hit go live and be rich immediately. I have read a book that says that. And that is some ridiculous BS that you just got to... I'm sorry, Fly. Fly, I may crush your dreams, but you know what? Here's the thing, Fly. If I've crushed your dreams, I do apologize, but I will tell you this much. You will always have coffee. You will always have coffee. I have the equipment. I think now it's a doing. Any tips on doing that? Well, now, Twitch for Dummies goes into that as well. Twitch for Dummies goes into... Here are some things. Love you too, buddy. And the thing is, Twitch for Dummies does go into that, Psycho Red. It does go into the strategy aspect of things. In fact, if you were to ask me what is the strongest aspect of Twitch for Dummies in print, it's the strategies, because the strategies are pretty evergreen. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, Psycho Red. You're gonna make mistakes. Ask Munch. He has watched me make mistakes longer than anybody on this channel. He was one of the first people to literally take me under his wing, and which is why the book is partially dedicated to him. So we're gonna be talking about the new dashboard in just a moment. We are also going to be talking near the end. Watch, Munch is going to pull up the clip of me on my couch beating the very first Tomb Raider and losing my mind. That's the clip he's going to find. That's your cue, Munch. Go for it. All right, so we're going to talk about. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the new dashboard, the new interface, and all that. But we are also going to be talking about what I think is one of the biggest reasons why people tend to they tended to stray away from Twitch. And one of the biggest things I heard from people is, I want to own my content. I don't want Amazon owning my content. That was one of the biggest things I heard in the motivation of going from Twitch to Mixer. Now, we're going to address that, but I want to address that near the end. I want to get into the interface right now. And again, any tips, any questions you all have during this, by all means, talk to me. Let's I know, right? I know, right? But really, Psycho, some of the things that I will tell you straight off the bat, because you got the equipment, now doing it. First few bits of and tips I'm gonna give anyone that's brand new to streaming. Set up a schedule. Set up a schedule and stick with it. Do not worry about the numbers. Do not worry about the numbers. You worry about the schedule first, because without a schedule, no one's gonna know when to pick you up. Okay, great, Greg, fantastic. But like, for example, my schedule, and there are two types of schedules, and this is something I make clear in both my online schedule with Twitch, as well as my schedule that I post on Discord. First off, I would say that that when it comes to my main schedule, I have the main schedule where I stream Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, Thursday night, Friday morning, Friday night, and then Saturday morning. That is my bulk schedule. And I tell people it's subject to change. It could change at any time, both in being scaled back as well as being beefed up with special streams. And the special streams, that's where you lean heavily on social media, right? Social media is your best friend. This phone, I could not stream without this phone. The biggest thing about being about starting off your stream is that in that stream starting soon, you're not just sitting there going, okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. I do that 15 minutes before. About 10 minutes before, I'm on my phone. And on my phone, I'm basically dropping stuff in Discord. I'm dropping stuff in Instagram. I'm dropping stuff in Twitter. I'm letting people know that I'm about to go live. And I pushed this stream in particular because I knew there were going to be people that had questions, which segues into what Nate Fu said here as well. Communication is key. You know, you got to make sure that you're letting people know, not just on twitch.tv, but you let people know on Facebook, you let people know on Twitter, you let people know on Instagram, you let people know on your Discord. Now, some would argue, well, your audience really isn't on Facebook, or, well, your audience may or may not see you on Instagram. It doesn't matter. You're throwing it out there. You're throwing it out there and letting people know that you're about to go live. You have to be your best your best promotion. And now I don't want to go too deep, Nate, into into some of this stuff like networking and stuff like that. Again, that's not this stream. Now, Twitch Dad may in the future, and yes, I'm talking about myself in the third person. Twitch Dad may in the future have a Twitch Dad stream on networking, right? He may do one on networking. But because the thing about networking on Twitch, it's no different than networking in real life. It's a little more personable. It's a little more fun. I'll be the first one to say that. It's way more fun. When Nate and I network, there was beer involved. There were cigars involved. Freshly rolled cigars, I might add. Damn it, Nate. I am going to so miss TwitchCon this year. I am so going to miss TwitchCon this year. But that's a different kind of networking. But to get started, that's what I would concentrate on. I would concentrate on. That's cool. That's cool. But I would say starting off Psycho Red, I would say come up with a schedule that works for you. One that, hey, No Toast, thank you for that lurk. I certainly do appreciate it. It's got to be a schedule that works for you, not a schedule where you're burning out. You do not want to burn out too quickly when starting off. You want to make sure that what you're doing. Hey, Farrell, how are you? Whatever you're doing, it complements your schedule. So if you have other people in your life, girlfriend, significant other, boyfriend, wife, spouse, companion, partner, whatever you want to call that, family, you want to make sure that your streaming schedule does not prevent you from being a good human being. Yeah, the grind is real. Yeah, it's important to get started, but you want to come up with a schedule first. And then after, exactly, Astral Audio. Not everyone has to be Maximilian Dude. Nope. Yeah, the balance is hard. The balance is real hard. So just find that schedule, and then after you find that schedule, make sure you put in the time for communication. You know, make sure you're set up on social media, and take advantage of the social media as much as you can. It is probably one of your best lifelines and one of your best ways of communicating people, especially when you're going live, and you're going live in that capacity. Now, about the transition to Twitch, for those folks who are coming from Mixer and going into Twitch, the good news is you've already got the basics of streaming down. Streaming is streaming, right? And as far as podcasting goes, Psycho Red, I will probably have to go into details on another Twitch Dad stream about podcasting and how streaming fits into that, because streaming and podcasting should not necessarily work against each other. They should work together. It should be a cohesive relationship. You take the audio, you put it out as an RSS feed, so you can tell people in show notes, hey, I can watch the raw feed, I can watch the raw, live, unedited version, or I can just go on ahead and I can download and listen to the original, or I can go onto Spotify and listen to it there. Noob, how are you? Good morning. How are you? Good afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. All right, but as far as the basics of streaming, you're covered. As far as we're talking about working with Twitch, that's a different thing altogether. Because we're now talking about the individual platform, and the platform itself has gone through a lot of changes. Nope, there's nothing to be sorry about. Used to be. Come on, give me some credit. All right. So what I want to do is I want to pull up the new dashboard. Now you're going to see a lot of redundancy. You're going to probably see some wicked weird stuff happen in the center of the screen. Just want you to be ready for that, because we're probably going to get there's a little bit of a delay here. All right, there's a little bit of a delay, and there's going to be that infinity effect. You'll probably see that as well. But this is what, yeah, I was a couch caster in the early days. But this is what happens when you break that fourth wall and you get the infinity effect. You know, this is why you want to make sure everything is muted. This is the brand new dashboard. This was unveiled at TwitchCon 2019. There are some good things about it. There are some bad things about it. We're going to cover all that while we're here. You want in on that discussion? I bet you do. The good news is, though, Astral, that discussion about the way Twitch and podcasting work together, or streaming and podcasting work together, that is going to be covered in the fourth edition of Podcasting for Dummies. Well, you hang in there, noob. And remember, this, if you want to just come here and chill, this is a great place to come here and chill. All right? I appreciate that. So this is the new dashboard unveiled at TwitchCon, and I'm just going to go on ahead and show you how easy they have now made things. First off, this was the thing that got probably the most people excited, was the edit stream info. When you click on that button, you get this, the edit stream info. All right. And yeah, chill, vibe, you know, just relax, man. Just relax. This is my primer for anybody making the jump from Mixer over to Twitch. If you are setting yourself up and you need to at any time change the title, you can go in here and you can go in ahead and say, all right, this is where I'm going to change the title. You do not have to do it from here. You know, there are plenty of commands. There are plenty of command strings that you can do in the chat window. But if you want to just do it using the interface, this is the easiest way to do it. You go ahead and you click on Edit Stream Info, and here's everything you've got here. You've got the title, the Go Live notification, the category if you need to change the category, the audience, and of course the tags, and stream language, right? Mods also can do that too much. Yes, that is very true. When you assign someone a mod, and we'll talk about that, which is very easy to do here on Twitch. First off, let's talk about the title. The title can be anything you want. It can be as surreal, or it can be as literal as you want your title to be. The thing to know about the Go Live notification, though, is that if you change your title and you change the Go Live notification, the title will happen, but the Go Live notification only happens once. It only happens when you hit that live button or Go Live button or whatever it is you're using. So, but this is where you can compose it, and they actually limit you in characters. So I went on ahead and, you know, focused on this is what I'm bringing to the table, and this is how I want to help. And then there's the category. Now the category can be it can be all kinds of things. It can be science and technology. It can be talk shows and podcasts. It can be whatever you think best suits your stream. If you're not doing a game, if you're doing a game, your game should be in here. But as far as category goes, one of the things that I tend to notice is that people, even when they're doing podcasting, they put it under just chatting, because just chatting tends to be a very popular, very go-to category for streamers. So if you want to go on ahead and do just chatting, do that. Now, something else I've noticed, I've seen some streamers that when they're recording their podcast on a specific game, they will actually stream under that game category. For example, when I do Happy Hour from the Tower, which is my Destiny podcast, I don't stream under Talk Social Podcast. I stream under Destiny 2. And people will find out straight away. If they look at the title of the stream, it'll say Happy Hour from the Tower, episode 63, Discussions with Big Marvinsky. And that's just one example of how people are using the categories to help promote their podcast. Because it's obvious, it's a podcast. Now, if you forget to change your category when you change your game, no one's going to be upset with you. It's just going to be somewhat jarring. You just want to make sure that you're on top of that, okay? And Sun, thank you very much. Good to see you. It's good to see you in chat. I do appreciate it. But yeah, you can basically make it a broad or a narrow focus. It all depends on the kind of thing you want to do. There is one for my creatives in the audience who are creatives, whether they are they're musicians, whether they are artists, whether they are writers. There is a category called creative. That also is a very broad topic. So if you're doing like in the case of me and Pip, when we do the shared desk, I put it under just chatting, and I put it under chatting because it still qualifies as a talk show sort of thing. My biggest hang up with using talk shows and podcasts is that is not necessarily it gives people the impression that talk shows and podcasts are very sit back and watch, whereas just chatting is a little more interactive with your audience. So that's why I put this under just chatting. And then once you click done, your changes are made, and that's how that works. So there's some really nice little automated features that are in here. You'll notice there's a button here that says clip that. That is exactly what it sounds like. You click that, boom, you start clipping. Now there is that icon that you have inside the chat window on twitch.tv that allows you to clip, and that is also an option. But if you the moderator or you the content creator want to clip something, you can now do it by just going clip that, boom, and you're ready to go. Let's talk about some other things you can do here too. You can add a stream marker. Now, I know some people have asked me in the past, why would I want to use a stream marker? And when I started doing highlight reels, which I will warn you, they are highly addictive. I feel bad when I don't do a stream I don't do a stream highlight reel. But even if you're just making highlights, the stream marker helps you remember, oh yeah, there's something that happens here that I wanted to clip, or I wanted to highlight, or I wanted to do XYZ. I point out add stream marker because when you go to this button right here, you can open what is called the quick action store. And these are all the different add quick action buttons that you can add into your stream. It's the dashboard has so much promise, and there are things I really like about it, and there are things that I really don't like about it. But this is very cool. You can start a rerun if you want to. So I'm going to add that button. I'm going to go on ahead and add stream marker with description, which is the next thing I'm going to talk about. These are all yes, exactly like widgets, but these are widgets from twitch.tv. So it's all included. Host channel, hell yeah, I'll go ahead and add that. And then when you're done adding all these different things, you can manage your chat. You can make it follower only. You can toggle emote only. You can clear chat history. You can monetize your stream by running a 90-minute ad break, 180 ad minute break, all these different types of breaks. But once you're done, you'll notice that your quick actions here have now broadened, and you've added on just a lot more. Hey, how you doing, PC? Mr. Morris. Again, we meet for the first time at the last. Emote only. Yeah, I thought you'd like that one. But the stream marker, going back to that, I'm doing good, PC. We're doing a Twitch Dad talk about making the jump from Mixer to Twitch, and it's because of what happened just now what happened yesterday concerning Mixer shutting down. There you go. See, you just opened the screen and it has 18 views. Well, I'm gonna be getting to analytics in just a second. So, there are all these different options you have up here, but I want to point out something about the stream marker again. The stream marker is really nice because you drop that in there, and it says, yes, something happened here. But this is something that that when you are moderating for somebody else, or if you are, or like, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm running the stream off of this when it's Philippa's Freaky Friday. Pip is playing the game, and I'm doing the management part. And one of the things I really like about these, about the stream markers, is that second button, add stream marker with description. This basically takes the add stream marker, kicks it up a notch, because when you click on that, it'll say add stream marker, and then it gives you this little description window. You can just type in a quick note saying, Munch came in and I shotgunned him, you know, GG's, you know, or something like that, right? Which I have done before. Love you, Munch. Anyway, or I could type in, since we're talking about Munch, I could say, Munch just shoulder charged again, and I can type that in here. So when I finally click on this added at point, I will go back to my highlights, right? I will see, Munch is paying attention, chat. So so when I go back to my my highlights reel, right? I'll have those markers, but the markers where I'm using add stream marker with description will have that note in there. And all I have to do is roll over and I'll see it. That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful, beautiful touch, and I love that. So you see the different things you can add in quick actions wise. The one fault, the one thing that I'm a little aggravated about, and I want to see if they've changed it or not, and they haven't. And I do find it a little aggravating. Is the raid channel button. When you click on raid channel, it'll pop up and it will show you the top 5 people that are currently streaming in your menu. Okay, that's great. It makes rating there are so many things I like about this thing, because it just shows you here are the channels you follow, right? But what I don't like about this is that it only shows the top 5. So let's say Munch is streaming. If he's streaming right now, I'm not seeing it. I have to know his name straight from here. Now, and the other thing I'm not crazy about that is I can pick a live channel to raid, but if that channel has gone offline and I've typed it in there, it'll still read as it being online. So, I still feel like I am doing raids the old-fashioned way. I'm still doing it manually. What I would like to see in this particular feature is a menu that I can scroll down and see everybody that is currently live. That's how it was originally pitched to us at TwitchCon 2019. And sadly, it's always been the top 5 people, which is fine because I know Red Queen will respond to me. I know that D BBXH she will respond to me. Grenadier Jake, Gigs, and Lupo, maybe not. And that is not a slight against those 3 guys. Those 3 guys are machines, and I totally respect what they do. But if you are trying, yeah, exactly, scroll away to find viewers from lowest to highest. Where I find I benefit the most is when I mix it up. Sometimes I'll raid Red Queen. Sometimes I'll raid Gigs, because Gigs was really good to me back in October, and he gave me a monster-sized raid, and he just super chill, great guy. He still does things that I with a sniper that I can't figure out. But what I want to find is that person that responds to a raid, right? That's what I'm trying to find. And you know, when you reach Lupo numbers, it's really hard to do that. So you can either raid the top 5 and hope that you're seen and hope that you're broadening your network that way, or you can raid the old-fashioned way. And raiding the old-fashioned way, think shots fired again, you bearded maniac, you. But going back to going back to the main interface here, you also notice that your chat window's over here. The raid function isn't bad. It is still \raid, and then you put in your channel, space, and then channel. You don't have to put in an @ You don't have to put in the @ symbol. Don't you dare stop, Munch. Don't you ever stop being you. I love you hard. You know I do. I gave you man flu for a reason. It's because I love you. Straight no scope. And this is when this is where the conversation dissolves. But this is also a nice little function. I just recently started noticing this because of Nuts. Is when you put in that backslash, you'll notice that you now have a full on. You pop in the backslash once, and there it is. Here's your full list, and all you have to do is click and go in and do what you want to do. That is a nice function, a very nice function. Keep in mind though, if you're doing something that is relevant to a channel or relevant to an individual, you need to make sure that you are spelling their name right. Like if I want to raid Tiddly, for example, and instead I type in Tids, Tidds. If I do that, guess what? It's just going to send it off to Tids. You have to make sure that it is that the name, that the username or the channel that you're going to is spelled correctly. That's why I tell people it's not T Monster, it's the T Monster. You know. And again, I will dedicate an entire stream to networking. There's a lot of value when you get when you raid small channels. There's a lot of value when you raid large channels. You get a lot more subs that way, and you can then go to these other channels that somehow you got a sub for. Exactly, the T Monster. Exactly. You got to be careful about that. But when it comes to raids, just as a quick side note with the raids is that you want to make sure that wherever you're going, it is a channel that suits you and suits the oeuvre, that is vibing with your channel. Sanix, is there someone called T Monster? You know, there probably is, Sanix, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if they were an Anglophile in the United States, because I know a couple of T Monsters, not actually called T Monsters, but they're actually T Monsters. They actually love their loose leaf tea. I've rated large channels a few more times, but the hate didn't notice, so I went back to little guys. Again, it depends on what you want to do, and it depends on how you want to network. I know that it was from rating larger names that I found people like Red Queen, and I really like Red Queen. I've been meaning to reach out and try to get some raids in with her because Red Queen's just a blast. Nighthawk. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. But that raid button, it's the best, and it's also the thing that I think needs a little more work on it. But that's how easy it is now to raid a channel. Now let's talk a little about running the 60-second ad break and running the different breaks. Okay, so running the different breaks. When you're doing a chat stream, I think it's easier to run ad breaks. It's super easy to keep the clock, and do every 15 minutes or something like that. But you know what, Marv? There's no for every one horrible story. It's up to guys like you, me, Munch, et al. To make it better, and we can just, if we just be better, and we work at that, we can be their best defense, and we can also amplify their voices. And yeah, Red Queen made a hell of an impression on me. I really like her a lot. I hope to run with her soon. I really do. I really hope to run with her soon. Now the ad breaks, yes, when you become an affiliate and a partner, you now get control over the ad breaks. And what's really nice is that, and I'll go back here. One of the things I've been seeing is that, like folks like another friend of the stream, wonderful woman, She Snaps. She Snaps actually does something similar to this. She will run a 180-second ad break, right? And getting and this is how that feeds in, Greg, by running ad breaks. And if you run, if I remember correctly, what they said at TwitchCon, if you run 60 to 90 seconds of ad breaks total within an hour-long period, you will buy your stream credit so that pre-roll doesn't happen. And they said, "Oh, everybody's going to benefit from this. Everybody's going to benefit from this if you turn the ad." And like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on this. I just want to go on ahead and just touch on it. They were saying, it's great because it disables pre-roll, and then you can go ahead and you can get the ad break, and you get revenue from that, and we get revenue, and everybody benefits. I tried, even with my Destiny programming, I tried running 60-second ad breaks 3 times in an hour period. So I tried to find, like, when I was heading into a planet, which when you're going when you're doing the loading screen, it's it could take as long as 60 seconds or maybe even 30 to 45 seconds on PS4 or Xbox. When you get on PC, that loading screen is come and gone, right? Oh, and Greg, if you want to know about the settings that Munchie's talking about, that is covered in Twitch for Dummies. And I don't believe that location has moved at all. So there's that. But as far as the benefits, when I tried running the ads, the good news was that I had no pre-roll. People came to my channel, boom, there I was. So they didn't have to sit through any pre-roll. The downside was I was throwing ads in the middle of a stream, which I get it. It's to help keep the lights on at Twitch, which is what we don't want Twitch going the way of Mixer. So I totally get that. But as far as revenue goes, I earned an extra $1.50. So was it worth it running ads? At present, no. But if you decide you want to do that, if you decide, and I personally think running ads when you're chatting, when it's on a chat basis, that's not a bad thing. And if you're running ads, hey geek, good to see you, Adam. As far as running ads, like when you're going to go on a bio break or something like that, I will say I do think that is a better option than just leaving a stream coming soon or be right back. I think that's better than running a. I think running an ad is better than just a static screen. That is my personal opinion, because at least you know that by the time the ads end, the person should be back in their seat, right? At least that's the theory. But you get the idea of quick actions. The quick actions was the newest thing that came out, and like I said, I think they're and that is what I'm a big fan of a lot of the quick actions. I would just like to see them tweak that raid channel one just a bit. So let's talk a little bit about some other things here that's on this creator dashboard. You see that you got your chat window here over to the left hand side, right? And you'll see that it's basically a reflection of everything that's happening in your chat window. Now, what I do, I go even more dramatic, because since I've got PS4 in this monitor, I have a third monitor where my chat is happening. But one of the things that's really nice, if you're using the chat dashboard, if you're using the Stream Manager Creator dashboard in one monitor, it should fill your monitor. That way you have room for all your quick actions. You got room for your stream preview. You've got room for your chat. And then at the very top above, there's your activity feed. And this way you can see where Real Munch gave a sub to Fly, where Plan B followed, where Psycho Red followed last night, and so on and so on and so forth, right? So that's your activity feed. That keeps you in the know on what's happening here. All right, I'm gonna take a quick breath. Did anybody have any questions about the creator dashboard before we move on? Not necessarily about ad breaks, rating, anything like that. unless you're very basic at Twitch and you want to know a little more about that. But about the overall interface of the creator dashboard, anything at all. Sanix, I'm glad you find this information interesting. I do appreciate that. Now, full transparency, this dashboard is not covered. It's not covered in Twitch for Dummies. This was unveiled September of 2019. This was unveiled January of 2019. So how can I integrate all this with Streamlabs? Well, Fly is absolutely right. Stream Tools will allow you to integrate all this with Streamlabs. The other thing is too, if you'll notice that a lot of these quick actions are available in Stream Deck. I am using a Stream Deck right now, and what I use in Stream Deck, the stream marker is in there, not the stream marker with the label, but just basic stream markers are in there. Launching the stream, that's in there. My different scenes are in here. I reserve my Stream Deck for things like this.
Yo, Granny. Let's go.
I usually, if I have a Vish play, I'll drop that in there. That is a good question. Is anyone here from Mixer? I think at least one person is making the segue to Mixer. But that's what I reserve my Stream Deck for, right? Trying to think of anything else that anybody would want to know about this particular. Oh, let's go back to Streamlabs. One of the things you'll notice though is that a lot of the stuff that's happening in the creator dashboard is also happening on Streamlabs if you're using Streamlabs. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree, Marv. In fact, good friend of the show. Yes, you can move the panels around. That is true. You can not only move the panels around, you can pop the panels out. The panels all have, or they should have, let's just see this. Yep. You notice that when I click onto the until the meatballs, and that's something I just found out too. Hey, Deep Fish, when you have the three dots in a row, like going horizontally, those are called meatballs. I'd never heard that before until recently. But you'll notice that under my chat, it'll actually have something called pop out. And what I can do is I can go on ahead and click on pop out, and that will pop them out. So you have that option. I think Facebook is offering some great terms to Mixer partners, but the whole situation is really rough. I still think it's important to stream on all platforms unless you get a big following on one of them. I don't like Facebook gaming personally, but they got some reach. So Adam, I'm going to be addressing that not in the next hour, but in the final hour of the stream. I am going to address the advantages and disadvantages of working on Facebook gaming, YouTube gaming, and yeah, to some extent Twitch. But it goes back. But I am going to be addressing that. I have strong feelings about Facebook, and I'll explain all that. But yeah, I think one of the big questions you have to ask is, where's your audience? Where's your audience? Yeah, like I said, Nighthawk, we'll get into that. We will definitely get into that. But and I'll also talk a little about multi-streaming as well. The pros and cons of that. So let's focus first on this. If no one has anything else that they wanted to ask about this, as far as the integration of Streamlabs, Psycho Red, I can tell you right now, you'll see a lot of redundancy between the two. Where you feel the most comfortable is where you should focus your attention. When I'm working with Pip on Philippa's Freaky Friday and she's busy being a shark, I go on ahead and I use this dashboard. It's just an easier dashboard. It's a terrific dashboard to work with. Very easy for me to work through. When I'm streaming on my own, I concentrate on Streamlabs. And maybe I should do that in the future as well. Maybe I should do an entire stream on Streamlabs. I wouldn't say no to it, but because I love doing this. I love talking about the tech behind it. So if that's something you would like to see, we can go ahead and do that. But the main reason I go to Streamlabs, I won't lie, the main reason I went to Streamlabs was because of this. I love these animated templates, and even with Streamlabs Prime, the templates, there are still free templates. You can do a search for free templates, and you can find this template right here. And I do. I love all the different templates that they have to offer. It is a great community. It is a fantastic community. It's a strong community, Geek. And I mean, is it perfect? It's hardly perfect. But you know what? No community is perfect. And I've met some incredible people here, Adam. Absolutely incredible people. And I want to give kudos to people that are coming from Mixer, or they're having a panic attack, or they're talking, or they're worried about Mixer and what they're going to do next. And all I've seen have been people from Twitch, at least in my circles, going, "Hey, if you got questions, I'm right here." Not, "Well, we saw it coming," which I know some people have done, or, "Well, you know, F you and your and the streamer that you wrote in on." The people from Twitch have all been saying the same thing that I've seen in my circles, which have been, if you got questions, come and talk to me. And that was the motivation behind this. I wrote this book not as a get rich quick scheme. I have a section in this book that says don't quit your day job. It's actually in here. But I wrote this book as a love letter to Twitch. And that's what this is right here. This is me going, "Hey, look, if you're coming from Mixer, I want to help you. I want to help you in any way possible." All right. So coming back here, if you were on Twitch and you went to Mixer and now you're coming back, one thing you'll notice is that they have done a little bit of reorganizing. At one time, all of your features would be over here on the right-hand corner. This used to be a much longer menu at one point. And when you're actually on someone's account, that's when you see the original menu. But with the creator dashboard, a lot of things have changed here. You'll notice, like for example, let's go on ahead and let's hop on over to Insights. Now under Insights, you now have, and this is over here on the left-hand side. You'll notice that on the left-hand side, that you've got a couple of things here, like channel analytics, stream summary, and achievements. They've now moved this to these little quick menus where you can find all this stuff very quickly and very easily. For example, if I want to check my channel analytics, boom, here I go. You know, I can find out how much I've made. Woo! You know, and I can look and see where I've been killing it and where I've needed work. You know, little things like that. All that stuff, you know, pops up, and I get a breakdown of it. So that is all accessed under the Insights menu, and again, it's all part of the creative dashboard. Where I see people spending a lot of time here, though, is right here under community and content. Now, this is a nice little touch right here. I love this. I love that you can actually have multiple windows open, and you can also collapse some of the windows. That's a nice little touch on Twitch's part. Twitch has really worked hard to make sure that people are doing this, that everything's comfortable, that it flows, and their user interface is top notch. And a friend of the I forgot to say it though, going back to something that Marv said earlier, friend of the stream, world international sensation, Steve the Blind Gamer Sailor, who just yesterday told me he popped up in New Zealand news. So he has made it all the way around the globe, people. He's made it all the way around the globe with that beautiful video of his. Steve Sailor said that as much as he liked the interaction on Mixer, it was the interface that lacked. And he said, hopefully it'll get to the standards of Twitch. So yeah, well, I can tell you where he's going to land, Geek. He's going to land here. He's going to land on Twitch. Because I will say Rare Drop actually did a nice job in making it easy to go from to stream multi-stream across platforms. That was mainly because at that time the gentleman who's one of the people behind GCX, K-Magic 101, he had made the jump from Twitch to Mixer. Then he jumped back from Mixer to Twitch. Now, his opinions and his reasons for making that drop, I don't feel comfortable talking about, but if you go to K-Magic 101 and you ask him what's up, he will talk to you about it. And so there's that. So if you want to find out more about the reason why he left, I know he covered it at the beginning of his stream, so you might want to catch that in replay. This is one of the biggest things to change under community. It's channel points. And I'm going to talk about channel points a little later. Let's go over and let's take a look at the menu for content. And under content is where you're going to see the video producer. And I love this. This is where I make my highlights. This is where I put it all together, and this is where I make everything happen, as it were. And here is where you're also going to be able to upload any specific videos, and you can go on ahead and you can do video premieres from here. This is where you do it. You upload the videos here as well. Channel points is an affiliate partner option. Yes, channel points is an affiliate partner option. So as soon as you hit affiliate, you'll be able to get access to channel points. And then we have the collections. Now, what's the difference between the video producer and the collections? So the video producer allows you to create highlights, and these highlights are permanent. They go nowhere. But if you have a stream, you could put streams in your collections, but those streams will be gone after 2 weeks. Again, another perk, affiliate partner, is now I think with partner they allow you to leave full streams up a little longer. And look at that. Got a follow from Mr. Dunes with a follow. Thank you very much, Mr. Dunes. I do appreciate it. Cheers. And again, we're going to also talk about that too. Yeah, they do, Farrell. And she probably read that from Twitch for Dummies. But the nice thing about highlights is you can have a whole bunch of highlights, but let's say you don't have enough time to put together a highlights reel. That's okay. You can actually do this. You can get a bunch of highlights, put them all in one collection, and then create on here the collection name. Okay. Again, Marv, yeah, we're actually going to address the affiliate issues and the whole partner issues, pros, cons, all that stuff. I'm gonna save that for later on in the stream. But what I like about these collections is that under the collections, you can have a crap ton of fun. You can just go on ahead and you can, like, for example, you notice I got Destiny on Demand and I have 36 video clips in there. The shenanigans aplenty. That's from a lot of IRL streams and stuff like that. The magic moments on stream, which is my most watched collection, modest 37 views, but those are the ones where it's like the plays that people go, nah, T didn't really do that, but I did. And you'll see I have The Last of Us with the spoilers, and of course I had my 10 videos from TwitchCon. HDMI splitter, anyone recommend? A lot of my cable accessories and peripherals have all been Amazon Basics. But if folks in chat have a recommendation for HDMI splitter, by all means throw it up in chat. Feel free. Marv, if you've got links to it, Marv is a mod. He can go ahead and allow permission for that. So you have that as well. So feel free to throw out those suggestions to Psycho Red. And gonna go on. Oops. Can someone give Mr. Dunes permission for that, and then you can go ahead and repost that. But going back here to the video producer real quick, one of the things that you can also do. That's a big ass link, isn't it? There you go. Mr. Dunes, if you want to drop that link in one more time, feel free. But you'll notice too that under your video producer and all videos, you can actually go on ahead and you can sort it out by making upload, past premiere, past broadcast. These are the only stuff that you see in here, right? And these are just some of the ways that you can filter if you've got a lot of stuff in your video producer. Now, one thing I do want to point out is this. This is the new thing. This is also something new. This is a channel trailer. This was just introduced by Twitch, and Twitch has asked you to go on ahead and preview a channel trailer. Basically say, tell us something about your channel. And I don't mind showing mine off. I'm pretty pleased with it. So I'm just going to go on ahead and I'm going to mute my All right, let's see. There you go. Watch. I'm going to mute my mic, and I'm going to try showing this off here. Hold on one sec. No!
Lunch?
Lunch?
Melee!
What? Where's my melee button? Oh, Q!
Push the C button!
You're in second.
Meh.
There you go.
Oh, Delta, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. That's my stream. That's my stream in a nutshell. Oh my God. So I own it. I own it, chat. I absolutely own it. And that is what I've decided is best representative of my stream. I have those moments of brilliance, but I do know how to Warlock skate, Marv. Stop it. But you get the idea. So the thing to know about the channel trailer is God. You got and you know what, chat? For those of you who are new to my stream, these people all busting my chops. They're the best friends I have. All right. So yeah. What Twitch wants you to do is they want exactly. Who needs enemies? Who needs enemies with friends like these? The nice thing about the channel trailer, though, right? The nice thing about the channel trailer is that it's your channel in 1 minute. And I've seen some really, really fun, creative ways of doing the channel trailer. Now it says a minute, but here's what I'm going to recommend: if you can keep it around 55 seconds, that's even better. Because sometimes you can go on ahead. No, I wouldn't look. I'm going to just say this right now. I am not writing Destiny for Dummies anytime soon. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And besides, if Destiny for Dummies was written by a guy like Munch, it'd be real easy. It would just be play Titan, shoulder charge, profit. Thank you. Done. Yeah, Marv is writing Destiny for T, which is just sit up and listen to me, you wanker. Because that's the thing. You got to write it in Marv's voice. And then of course, step one. Oh my God. All right, let's get back on topic. Let's get back on topic, everybody. So, going back to this, right? Just the trailer is pretty easy to do, even if you are not familiar with video editing software. Putting together a 1 minute, a 50 to 55 second trailer about your stream shouldn't be that hard. But you know what? If for anybody in chat, if they are curious about getting a trailer and they have footage but they don't know what to do with it, by all means, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me at that's T-E, at tmorris.com. And I can go on ahead and on the cheap give you a channel trailer. You upload it, and then you designate it the channel trailer, and that will sort you out. So did anybody have any questions about the content menu? Anything at all? I know, Farrell. I know. All right, if nobody has any questions, I'll go on ahead and I will move along here into preferences. Now, under preferences, I'm not necessarily going to go into this because I don't want to necessarily reveal any of my any of my essential data. But you'll notice here you've got channel, moderation, and affiliate, right? Again, these are these are shortcuts. These are brand new shortcuts to the interface since September 2019, where you have now shortcuts from your content creator board, and you can go on ahead and you can hop over and just double check. Okay, what's the situation on my channel? Is my channel set up the way I want? Do I need my stream key for any reason? Do I need to reset my stream key for any reason? What are the limitations of moderation? And then, of course, when you reach affiliate, you have an affiliate panel. When you reach partner, you'll have a partner panel. Would I be able to go back to this as reference? The answer, Deepfish, is yes. What I will do is I will do with this what I did with this highlight right here. This 1 hour and 2 minute highlight is a highlight where if I wanted to highlight an entire stream, I could highlight an entire stream. But I took this hour and 2 minute highlight, and I'm gonna pop it up in sometime today. But it's basically my 1 hour discussion about the whole business with Lano, about notoriety, which I could again do another Twitch Dad segment on, where notoriety on any level can get you into trouble. You have to just you got to keep your feet on the ground, and sometimes that's not easy when you got a lot of people telling you how crash out awesome you are, which is why I'm grateful to people like Munch, for people like Marv, to people like Successful Geek, to people like Farrell. They don't let me get a full head on me, because this way I stay humble. So there you have it. But yes, one of the other things you actually do remind me, Deepfish, of something. If you notice when you go to one of these clips and you go to the meatballs here, you'll notice that I've got here edit, add to, download, watch, export. Now, if you are new to Twitch, or if you're making the jump from Mixer back to Twitch, if you've never done this before, I wanted to do a real quick, what's the difference between download and export? Download is exactly what it sounds like. It will actually download an entire episode. It will download a highlight. It will download what you like, and you can go on ahead and do with it as you please. Edit it down to your trailer, whatever you want to do with it. Export's a little different. Export is where you would go on ahead and you would say, all right, I want to export this to YouTube. I want to export this to another platform. And you set that up in your preferences, where you're going to send your clips. I've decided to send a lot of my shows to YouTube. And thanks much. Go on ahead and get some food into your system. By having my shows go to YouTube, I can go on ahead and I can export them, and I can leave them up there as more or less a digital archive. And just recently, I've been now making sure that they're all in a linear fashion before I export them. Like, for example, if I were to export this Philippa's Freaky Friday, if I were to export this, I would not just leave it as Philippa's Freaky Friday. I would take out Maneater. I would take out Black Lives. No, actually, I would leave Maneater in there. I would take out the Black Lives Matter command, and instead I would put in the date, 2020. 0619 Philippa's Freaky Friday. That way I know how to list these in playlists when they go live in playlists. As an affiliate, I have roughly 2 weeks to get my shows archived. And you'll notice as I scroll back, like for example, I've already archived some of these shows. Or like for example, this Titan Tuesday from June 9th, that's going to expire in a day. And that's why some of these are highlighted. You'll also notice that some of these are highlighted with muted audio. The muted audio is when Twitch's algorithms pick up copyrighted music and they go, all right, we're going to mute the audio here so that we're not breaking any copyright laws. Again, we're going to talk about that a little later. Where it says muted audio, it basically means that my music was too loud or my music was in the forefront. Usually it's when I go to the bathroom and I take a quick break, which I'm actually coming up on. So, but that's just something you should know. Yes. And we're going to talk, like I said, we're going to talk about DMCA action, and we're going to talk about that also during this stream. We're going to touch on it a little bit as well. But this is what's, yes, you are. But I still love you. I still love you, Marv. So anyway, I'm trying to think of anything else to tell you about. Oh, but exporting to YouTube, yeah, that's basically what you're doing. You're keeping a digital archive of your stream. And that's great for when people wanted to catch a stream that they missed, but it expired or something along those lines. Great place for your highlight reels. I started up a stream where I'm doing just the Last of Us playthroughs, and I need to make sure I get that Father's Day special up. Did anybody have any other questions about the content section, about preferences, about exporting videos to YouTube, anything like that? Okay. Creator Camp, I don't think anybody making the jump from Twitch, jump to Twitch from Mixer is going to need that. But the Creator Camp is exactly what it sounds like. It is a remote link to a section of Twitch where more or less Twitch has got ambassadors there that will work you through different ways of, hey, here's how you set yourself up on Streamlabs, here's how you set yourself up on Twitch, here's what you can do for like making a starting soon screen, here's how you can do that, just different little things. It's like it's like a little mini workshop. It's a mini workshop for brand new beginners. And it's great if you know nothing, if you are coming into this cold and you're trying to figure it out. And that's something that I'd be the first one to tell you. Yes, I wrote a book, right? I wrote a book on this, but you can use the book. You can go to the Creator Camp. You could watch a crap ton of YouTube videos on this. Everybody has their own way of approaching this. This is my way of approaching this, and if this is helpful to you, then that's all I can ask for. And I hope this is helpful to you, and this is going to help you, if not be a better streamer, at least be on the right steps towards that. Now, some of the extensions, you'll notice that over here, you can also do a shortcut to extensions, and you can take a look at all the different extensions that you either want to discover or you want to incorporate. The extensions are things like I have an extension for closed captioning. I have an extension for the Destiny 2 overlay. I have a closed caption for the blurp walk-ons. These are all different things that allow you to build on your presence on Twitch. And again, you can access them now from the creator dashboard here. When you go to streaming tools, here are all the different types of streamer tools that you can get into. Twitch Studio, which is currently in beta, is basically their OBS / Streamlabs. That's what they're trying to compete, and they want to make sure that they are being just as innovative as OBS as Streamlabs at all. And there's a lot of amazing things that you can do with the different streaming tools that are offered. Now these are these drops. Okay, these are drops. This is coming soon. Once I find out more about it, I will probably go on ahead and I will do more on that. I want to focus now on channel points. Okay, but before I do that, I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, which means I am going to go back to my creator dashboard and I'm going to take advantage of the stream manager, and I'm going to take advantage of that big break, because I'm also gonna hydrate. Real quick streamer tip: make sure you hydrate. Make sure you hydrate. Okay. All right. And I'm gonna go run. I'm gonna run a 180-second ad break, basically 3-minute ad break, just to make sure that I can pee and not pull a muscle while I do it. But I want please hold for a 180. But if anybody did have any questions for me, feel free to put them in chat. I will go on ahead and take a look at them when I get back. I hope this has been helpful. Again, for those of you who have just arrived and are new to stream, my name is T. Morris. I am the author of those books you see in the corner: Podcasting for Dummies, Discord for Dummies, and yes, Twitch for Dummies. It's a real book. It's a real thing. And I'm gonna be right back with more on the Twitch interface. I'm here to take your questions on making that jump from Mixer to Twitch. If you got questions specifically on how something is done in Mixer versus how something is done in Twitch, feel free to ask. I look forward to talking with you. Right now, let's just take a quick break, and we'll be back soon for more. Thanks, everybody. I know. I really want a Snickers bar. That's interesting. Shows you how often I use the the ad breaks. But there you have it. Okay. So, before I go back into channel points, I just wanted to ask real quick: did anybody have any questions for me concerning the stuff that we've covered, or anything concerning making the jump from going from Mixer to Twitch? Anything at all? Please don't ask me questions about a Snickers, because I honestly don't know. I don't know a thing about Snicker bars, apart from the fact that if you get hangry, it's a good thing to eat. You know what, Greg? I'd be more than okay to take a quick question about OBS. Sure. What would you like to know about OBS? Trying to position myself as an open source enthusiast. So I'm streaming on Linux, creating everything via open source software. However, OBS on Linux cannot do browser sources. This eliminates almost everything from Streamlabs like notifications and stream on chat. How important is that in the beginning? I have a Windows laptop that I could use in a 2-computer setup, but that may be a bit over the top. That is a very good question. Okay. And can we discuss moderation tools and the embers to bits correlation? Yes. Yes and yes to all of these. So first let's talk about the importance of having all the extra bells and whistles in the beginning. The answer is no. You do not need all the extra bells and whistles. To give you an idea of how raw my first few months in streaming were, or my first year in streaming were, I mean, I'm sure you can take a look at the clip that Munch had earlier popped up. I can also go ahead and pull out figure 2.1. It probably won't look very good, but here it is. Actually, no, it does look pretty decent. This is me couch casting. This was my first setup. Okay, it was basically a PS4, a headset, and that was it. Now, to be fair though, I also did this. Again, with a little coaching from Munch. I also set up my my stream this way. You'll notice in the background there is the widescreen television, and in the lower corner there's my camera. But then in front of that, on the coffee table, right next to the couch, I had my laptop open, and I had pop out screens where I was running chat. And I was running alerts. So I would hear the alerts, but because of the limitations of PS4, the alerts didn't pop up there, but I acknowledged them. So that's one thing that you can do. Okay? That is one thing that you can do. You can have a separate laptop running just the pop-out screens from Streamlabs.com. Okay? And you can have a screen that has your alerts. It'll be a bright green screen, and it will pop up your stuff. Or you can go and you can have your chat in there on your separate computer, and then you can stream off the Linux box completely. And then you can do it old school that way. If you were to go back to some of my early streams, you'll see that. Now the way to keep the difference though between OBS and Streamlabs runs OBS. An older version of OBS, but Streamlabs is not necessarily OBS. OBS is a standalone application. All right, and the thing is that unless you can have OBS that can run the browser sources, then yeah, you're going to be limited. You're going to have to double dip, and you won't have that seamless integration. What I would recommend, because OBS is open source, I would recommend finding someone in the open source community and asking them, would you help me develop an extension for OBS Linux, specifically Linux, that could read browser sources? Because that would be a heck of a pull request to get approved. and and that's the whole point of open source. And we're talking about open. Now I know what I'm talking about with open source because I spent a year with Code.gov. That's all we were about was open source. So try to find in your open source network, no matter how big or small it is I would suggest, Greg, reaching out to the open source community and asking if there's anybody interested in helping develop an extension that works for OBS Linux that could look at and see browsers, and then make that happen. That would be my recommendation there. Okay, now going back to bits and embers, I remember because I do remember that in my brief interaction with Mixer, I remember trying to give Steve the equivalent of bits, and it was a bit complicated. I couldn't quite get it to work. Again, that's something that Twitch had going for it from the beginning, which is that they made everything insanely easy, and you could just pop in and do it. Doesn't mean that this was any thinner of a book, but still, there you have it. But embers is the equivalent of bits. Now, what are bits? Bits is the currency that people drop into Twitch streams, and you go, hey, thanks for them biddies. And then you get a little alert sign, or you can just you do your own alert. Thank you for them biddies. Thank you. Love them biddies, etc., etc. And you talk over the music, or perform over the music, however you want to do it. But bits is just a nice way of tipping, but it's not money. I mean, you can do a donation or a tip, and you can do a straight up tip of $10 or a tip of $50 or something like that. But bits is calculated as thus. If you or bounce a yoga ball, you can bounce the yoga ball, as you would see Danfinity do. And the way it works, if I remember correctly, the conversion is for every 1 bit. Same thing with an ember, it's a penny. So if I do 100 bits, I'm tipping $1. If I do 1,000 bits, it's $10. Now, where do you get bits? At least where do you purchase bits, and then how do you distribute them, etc., etc. Well, if you'll look in your chat window here, and I'm going to go on ahead and take us back here, and you'll go to bits down here. You'll notice, I can't share my own channel, but there is a and those the different features come with like animated emotes and things like that, and then you can get extensions that if you give bits and they're tied into an emote, and of course the emotes are of course the different little emotes here, and what happens is that when you drop in a cheer, you drop in bits, the extension will actually do an explosion of that of whatever character you pick, whether it's a PogChamp, whether it's Forehead, or what have you, or it can be, or the cheer can come in emotes as well, and these are all the different things that ways that you can interact, right? And so that is what the bit is. But if you wanted to know the value of it, you could purchase bits by going straight to the bits icon, or the cheer icon, and it'll say, these are how many bits you have. Again, this is all located in the chat window. This is a nice segue too, by the way. It's on the right hand side of the chat window, both if you're in your creator dashboard, as well as if you are at the channel itself, and you've got your chat running in the right hand column by default. On the right hand, the very bottom of the chat field where you pop in your chat message, you can go ahead and go to bits. You can purchase them straight from there. You can use it with PayPal, purchase a package of bits, and then go on ahead and start distributing bits freely and openly. Now, there's something new that's going on, with bits, and I think it's I know it's available to partners. Is it available for affiliates? I don't think it's available for affiliates, because I've had people throw in bits on bits on bits, and nothing's happened. I've seen people do sub on sub on sub. Nothing's happened. But there's this thing now where if you start throwing, if people start doing a bit war, if people start dropping in a whole bunch of bits, or they do bits with subs and gifted subs, you get these things called a hype train. You collect enough hype trains, you go from level 1 to level 2. And you keep trying to keep the hype train or the bits or the tips or the gifted subs flowing, and you basically advance in levels. You can go to level 3, level 4, and so on. Not only does that benefit the the channel host, but it also you can also watch ads to get bits as well. And that's still a thing, Sanix. That is still a thing. Hey, Blind Gamer Steve, how are you? If your ears were burning, we were talking about you earlier, buddy. But yeah, now Steve is one of those folks that went from Twitch to Mixer and then went from Mixer back to Twitch. So anything that if you want to ask some specific perspectives on what's going on with the difference between Mixer and Twitch and so forth, he's a good guy to tap to. Mexplosion, good to see you, buddy. How are you? Good to see you. Hey, that's what Twitch is all about. Now, I don't have the same filter or anything. I don't have that set up, but I can do what I call the raw Twitch Dad shtick. So hold on one second. I'll just go ahead and go ahead and do this. Well, hello, Mex Explosion. It's your old pal, Twitch Dad. I understand there's some things happening in the whole streamosphere. Yep. Mixer's shutting down. What do you think of that? I don't know what to do there, but I can tell you, you are now welcome home here on Twitch. I'm your Twitch Dad. I'm here with all your... So come on, climb up on my knee. Don't worry, I'm wearing pants. And we can talk about the transition from Mixer to Twitch. I'll tell you this much, it is a lot less weird than you might think it is. Just something from your old pal, Twitch Dad. Okay, so that's Twitch Dad. But it's what I do, buddy. It's what I do. All right. All right, so we were talking about bits. And that's kind of what's going on with that's what's going on with embers and bits there. Now we can focus on this brand new feature that is over on the left hand side of your chat here. You'll notice that on the left hand side of your chat window, just underneath the chat field. Now in my channel, it's called Golden Gears, right? But it's different on every channel. What exactly are those? That's what these are, channel points. And what you do is you can go into channel points, and I'm not giving anything away by showing this, but you can go into channel points and you can customize it. Again, all from the stream, from the creator dashboard. That's how you do it, right? Exactly. There you go. You can redeem 200, and by default, you have a whole bunch of different things that you can redeem them for. You can go ahead and do a highlighted message like Mex Explosion did. That costs you 200 Golden Gears, and you'll go to different channels, and they yes. Am I still in? I shouldn't still be. No, I'm not. I'm still okay. I saw what you did there, Farrell. I saw what you did there. Look at that. Look at that. Nicely done. Nicely done. Very slick. Very slick. Okay. So what's going on there, chat, is you can use the default stuff, and a lot of the default stuff that comes with the channel points is, highlight a message. That's one of the easiest things that people get to do. You can go on ahead and unlock an emote. You can go ahead and unlock all different kinds of stuff, right? But then you can decide, you know what? I want to come up with my own stuff to use. And what it is you are these channel points, which can be customized on every level with every different channel. You can decide what you want to do specifically for your channel. a really good case in point is Big Marvinsky. So he has made one of the weapons that he hates, and he just cringes at it, is the Lord of Wolves in Destiny 2. So what does he do? What does he do? What he does is that he will take his points, and he cranks them up like 200,000, 300,000, and he will drop everything and play in Crucible with Lord of Wolves if you redeem that. What Nate Fu did with his points there, you'll notice that he actually customized the GG to have one of these. Now normally it's to do this, but actually with GG it makes it look like you're going GG, and I dig that. That is the coolest little customization of that GG. Nicely done, Nate. Very done. But that's one of the things you can do is you can customize the emotes. That is something else you can do with your points. So what I've been doing with my points, what the whole idea of points are, right? The whole idea behind the points is that it gives you a chance to be even more interactive with your chat. Gives them even more of an opportunity to do stuff and to actually have a control over what's happening in the stream. And if you want to know my personal experience and what I really like about channel points, I think they're so much fun. I went on ahead and I experimented. I went on ahead and said, okay, you know what? I'm going to set up. I believe it's for 25,000. Yeah, 250,000. For 250,000 points, I will go on ahead and I will do what's called a sub for St. Jude. And that's where, with my tier 3 sub, which is $25, and I get as an affiliate, I get half of that. But what I do is I take the full $25 amount, and I will make a donation to St. Jude in your name. So that's a sub for St. Jude. You go on ahead and you just drop it in there, and boom, it happens. For the level above that, though, if you really save up, and I know that there's some people that are saving up. I know Drafty is one of them. There's Drunk Destiny, where I will play Drunk Destiny. Oh, is it 50,000? Okay. I don't have my wait, no, do I have them here? There they are. Okay, so I have them here. So yeah, for 200,000, Drunk Destiny. For 100,000, you choose the class that I'll play. 50,000 is the tier 3 sub. So I give people that challenge of, do you want to save up for the Drunk Destiny, or do you want to make a sub for St. Jude? I know I could be leveling in D2 right about now. I'm doing that tonight, Marv. I'm doing that tonight at 7 p.m. It's Titan Tuesday, so I will be leveling up then. So I'm on it. Now, in all fairness, though, if you were to ask me what's the neatest thing that I've done with these channel points, is it 10,000? So Titty Bar Tuesday, let's go. Yeah, because that would go over like a lead balloon. Going to a gentleman's club and playing D2 remotely. I mean, I do it, but I mean that would be like for 1 million points. Don't even want to cross that threshold. But going back to the I'm sure you would. It'd be great if we did it together. But that's for another time, Marv. It's for another time. But I started doing this thing, and I just tried it out just to see what it was like. And for 10,000 golden gears, if you redeem that, I would do what's called Fireside Lore. And I love you, Marv. I love you, Marv. But with Fireside Lore, for 10,000 golden gears, you redeem that and you get 1 piece of lore. And these stack. So if you have 50,000 golden gears, you redeem them, you get 5 pieces of lore. And once I hit 10 pieces of lore, I will go out to my fire pit, build a fire, and then once the sun sets, I will pull up the Ishtar Collective, and I will read by the fireside pieces of lore from Destiny 2. Well, Pip decided to join in on the fun, and she read half of the lore, and it became so popular. The first time we did it, we had 10 pieces of lore. The second time we did it, we had 20 pieces of lore. And yes, the VOD will be available, absolutely. And absolutely, Psycho Red, you bet. So there's a whole lot of different things you can do with these gears. Now, the question is, how do I get these golden gears, and what do I have to do? Now, I'm going to get some glare off of here because This is a bright page right here. Right. But but this is off of Twitch. I will put this this link in chat. You know, the whole bleeding link. Whoa. Here we go. Let's go back here. Scroll down here. Okay, perfect. And I'm just going to drop it in here. All right. So if you can't see that, don't worry. I'm putting the link in here. Psycho Red, thank you very much. You did not see a Pornhub link. Stop it, Munch. That's going to happen at After Dark. Okay. So you'll notice that if you watch, if you come to my channel, any channel, and you watch, that gets you 10 channel points, right? 10 channel points. Non-subscribed viewers receive 10 points for every 5 minutes they watch. Then there's active watching. You earn 15 minutes of live watch time. For every 15 minutes, that's 50 points. If you're a sub, you earn double the points. And there's active watching. You participate in a raid. You do a follow. There's a watch streak. There's your cheer. All the things that you do on somebody's channel basically equate to channel points, and that's how quickly you can build up the points, right? Channel points are brand new. People are experimenting with different things to do with them, and they're a lot of fun. I have had a blast doing Fireside Lore. It has been so much freaking fun, and yeah, I've been really tickled about the experience with it and being able to give everybody that interactive quality here. So that really covers, if you master this much, if you master the creator dashboard and you navigate your way around, Twitch is very easy to segue into. I would say something like, if you're brand new to streaming and you just started on Mixer and you don't know what to do next, then I would say just keep it simple. Just keep it simple. Go in gently. Go in gently into Twitch. Explore the creator dashboard. Once you get this under your belt, once you get the stream manager and the creator dashboard under your belt, navigating Twitch is a piece of pudding. It's super easy. And again, if you have any questions about it, if you have any questions about working with the dashboard, about working with Twitch on a whole, strategies with Twitch, then please reach out to me. I'm the guy that wrote the book, and I don't mind talking about this stuff. As you can tell, I genuinely enjoy talking about streaming and the technology behind streaming, the different accessories. Feral, that you've seen in chat, Feral can attest. I literally wrote the book. Yes, exactly. But Feral can attest. She has asked me questions both on stream and off, and I try to make myself as accessible as possible. You can always find me here on Discord. So one of the things that I want to talk about in closing, and I did tease it earlier, and again, anything that I don't get to in this particular stream, I would be more than happy to do another Twitch Dad on Tuesday where we talk about this stuff. But one of the things that I heard a lot of people talk about was the reason they went to Mixer was they said, I don't want Amazon owning my content, and that was because of Amazon's acquisition of Twitch. I get that. And people love to talk that up. Oh, I'm on Mixer because I don't want Amazon owning my content. Well, I got bad news for you. If you're on Mixer, chances are Amazon doesn't own your content, but Microsoft does. When Mixer was around, basically we had what I call the big four. There was Twitch, there was YouTube, there was Facebook, and there was Mixer. Now, that's the big four, right? But Amazon, Google, Facebook, Microsoft. These were the entities behind these streaming platforms. And with Mixer gone and everybody's segueing over to Facebook, this is the crossroads where you're at. You know, where am I going to take my content to? And I totally get that. But here's also something you need to realize about social media. And if it sounds like I'm mansplaining, I apologize, but this is what you need to know. And I'm not talking as a mansplainer. I'm talking to somebody that wrote Podcasting for Dummies and has been doing content creation before it was even called content creation. I'm an old fart. I own it. But there's one thing I've learned in all the years that I've been working with social media on a whole. And yes, I put Twitch in that category of social media. There's no more free lunch. There's no more free lunch. We are not doing anything for free. Facebook proved that without a doubt. Because here's the thing, people didn't like what was happening on Facebook. People didn't like what was happening on Twitter. They said, "Well, I'm going to take my content elsewhere." Okay. You know, I mean, you don't like the way things are handled on Facebook? Well, then ask Facebook for a refund for your membership. Oh, that's right. That's right. You weren't paying anything, but you were. You were paying in data. The new currency, not Bitcoin, data. And if people, there are people that still think that, oh, we do Twitch for free. You don't, you're not doing anything for free. There is always some kind of cost. Now, this talk I'm giving, yeah, this talk is for free. But if you wanted to hire me to say, let's say, you know what? I like that promo that T did. Maybe T will do a promo for my channel. I'd love to do a promo for your channel. I'd love to cut a trailer for your channel. $50 and we can get started. And that's for the first pass. If you want another pass, well, that's going to cost you too. And so, you know, yeah, Twitch does take a chunk of change. And people like to say, well, you know, Microsoft, or rather Mixer, didn't take as much as Twitch does, but Twitch has to keep the lights on. Twitch has to keep the lights on. They are not charging us for their server space. And when you look at the amount of data it takes just to stream as smoothly as Twitch, as the Twitch platform allows, it takes a lot to keep those servers running. It really does. So, you know, and it's, you know, and as far as the thing with Facebook, Facebook offered up everything for free, right? You know, and that is the big appeal of Facebook. Facebook has everything built in. It's got Flickr built in. It's got the Messenger, or AOL Instant Messenger, fit in. It's got chat. It's got all these different things, and now they're getting into streaming, right? And yeah, I mean, I do get it, Munch. I do get it. Facebook, and so people are like, well, how is Facebook keeping everything running? You know, with all its billions of people that are currently on Facebook. Well, they do it two ways. One of the ways was ad revenue, and that's why you get all these sponsored Facebook posts for stuff that you don't necessarily want. What was the other way? Data. I'm telling you now, Cambridge Analytics did not get that data for free. They invested into that data, and then shit rolled downhill. So, you know, when it comes to owning your content, this is the thing that I tell people flat out. If you want to own your content, do not put it online. Period. If you want to own your content, do not put it online. Because once you release it into the wild, even with DMCA, and let me touch a little bit on DMCA before I get back to the remaining options here. So the Digital Millennium Copyright Act is something we touch on here in Twitch for Dummies in that music section, which is why this book still has a lot of relevance left in it. It goes to what's happening currently in the background on my stream. You know, I got music playing in the background. I got music softly playing in the background just to give it a little bit of atmosphere. One of the things that if you go to that Twitch link that I dropped in chat, I'll go ahead and drop it in again real quick because I know we had some new arrivals here. When you go to this link, and they talk about the different things that you can do to that you can do to to get stuff in or to do with your creator points. One of the things they say is you can use creator points to request songs. Well, yeah, that blog post did not age well, and the thing is that I think what's going to be real. Oh, thank you, Munch. I appreciate that. Where it where you have problems with DMCA and where you have problems with RIAA and enforcing this is that Twitch has been looking the other way. Twitch has been looking the other way for a long time. And I'll go on ahead and just read a quick little selection about the very tenuous relationship. It says it basically, and this is from what I was able to do research on. Hey, Mr. J, how are you? Thanks for joining us in stream. This is basically what I say here in Twitch for Dummies. With an understanding of how copyright works and the people who enforce them offer you options, that doesn't change the fact that Twitch streams are letting Spotify set the tone for their stream. How are they getting away with this? The wiggle room where Twitch, Spotify, the RIAA, and artists on a whole, not all of them, mind you, agree on is that gamers are simply listening to their music instead of the soundtrack provided by the game, which Twitch and streamers are allowed to play as it is part of the game feature. That's fine, provided the music is played softly, strictly as background music. The host is talking over the music. The music is not the focus of discussion. Jump ahead a little bit, and I basically say this. While you walk this line with the RIAA, artists can also hold broadcasters accountable under the DMCA, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. If this happens, Twitch will carry out minor punishments for the first offense, going to more stringent penalties for more offenses. Still, it's good to be aware of how this relationship between Twitch, the music industry, and artists stand at the writing of this book. This relationship could change at any time. Welcome to At Any Time. And where I think Twitch is going to have a tough time enforcing all of this is they now have to go through all the new and all the old stuff. And they have to find when and where people violated that rule. And there are a lot of people violating that rule. So either A, Twitch has got to double down and say, look, we can't have you do this anymore. Or it's a bit like putting the genie back into the bottle once you've opened it up and let it escape. So what I tend to tell people, because I've seen people, even with what happened, I've seen people still putting music in their stream. The way you got to look at it is, okay, I'm gonna run this gambit until someone tells me I can't. And you basically are running a risk. That doesn't change on any of these platforms. It's not just Twitch. It's Twitch, it's Facebook Gaming, it's YouTube, and it was Mixer. Okay? Now you can if you want, you can invest in some royalty-free music, create your own gaming mix, and just put that on loop. But then you're no longer using Spotify. And this is where it gets into a gray area with Twitch, because Twitch actually has extensions that have been developed that allow you to say, hey, here's what I'm listening to on Spotify. But according to the RIAA, we can't do that anymore. So which is it? So it's a gray area, but this is not exclusive. This is not exclusive with Twitch. That is across the board. Now let's get back to the remaining platforms. With Mixer gone, streamers have essentially three choices. Yes, there are smaller platforms out there, but is your audience there? And that's the big question. But right now we have Twitch, we have YouTube Gaming or YouTube Live, and then we have Facebook Live or Facebook Gaming. Those are the big three right now, right? So it's Twitch, it's Amazon, Google, and Facebook. If you want to know my feelings about the three and where I would go, I've already accepted the fact that even though I'm getting to do this for free, even though I'm able to stream for free, nothing is free. I know that with the amount of subs that I have, with the amount of followers I have, with the amount of income that I have, I am not pulling down 100% of it. If I was pulling down 100% of income, yeah, sure, I'd be doing it for free. But I also know that Twitch has got to keep the lights on. That's why we have pre-roll. That's why we have ads. That's why we have ad breaks. That's why that's all happening there. So I've accepted that. And then we get into, well, then what about the content itself? Well, the content that I want to keep for myself, I keep offline. It's one of the reasons why when people have said, "Well, you're a writer, T. Are you ever going to do a writing stream?" I'm like, yeah, I'll do a writing stream, but I'm going to be real careful about what I share, because I don't necessarily want it. It's no different than if I were to do writing on a laptop that is at a job, because if I'm working on something personal on a contractor's laptop, or on an office laptop, or an office unit, it's kind of unclear as to who owns that content. So if you want to keep your content yours, I hate to say it, you're not going to want to stream. But the stuff that I am streaming, you know what? I mean, look, let's just get the brass tacks, okay? Let's get to brass tacks. Hang on a minute. I have to mute the music for this. The big question you've got to ask yourself is this: am I okay with releasing this content to someone else? And the answer is yes. I'm okay with releasing this content. Got a bathroom back here. You never know, it could be in the bathroom though. Ah! Knew it! I effing knew it! I effing knew it! I effing knew it! Ah!
Yeah.
Suck it, Naughty Dog!
Tried these places.
Suck it!
I don't know.
I'm on to you! Ah! Happy freaking Father's Day! I'm okay with releasing that into the wild. I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm okay with releasing that into the wild. It's all right. Amazon can have that content. I'm more than okay with it, all right? And that's the kind of content that I am not married to, okay? Devil Rose, how you doing? Good to have you in stream. So it really comes down to, where do I feel best aligned? Where do I feel best aligned with different corporate entities? Thank you, noob. I thought it was Comedy Gold as well. So where do I feel best aligned with? I mean, there's Amazon. But then you've got Google, and then there's Facebook. And I know earlier it was said by, I think it was Nighthawk, said, I will never game on Facebook. I will never stream on Facebook. Here are my thoughts on Facebook. Your demographics, it's kind of a dice roll. You're going to get older gamers. You're going to get gamers around my age that are going to be on Facebook. And with Facebook, you have a pretty lazy crowd, because everything is there. Everything is there. So you got to ask yourself, is my crowd, is my tribe, are my people, are my peeps, are my fam, are they on Facebook? They may be, they may not be. But my biggest hang up with Facebook is not necessarily age demographics so much as it's their cavalier issues with data. And I know people have had real issues with Twitch, which is why they gravitated over to Mixer. People had a real tough time. Oh, there's a name from the past. Heck yeah! Mama Nade's Best. How about that? Coming back into stream. How are you, Mama? How are you, Mama Nade's Best? Good to see you. So you've just reached the the backstretch of a Twitch Dad stream about the transition to Twitch for people from Mixer, and yeah, I mean the thing I have, and it's summed up this way. There's a clip. I saw this clip once of and this was within 6 months. Within 6 months of Netflix releasing the documentary The Great Hack. And if you haven't seen The Great Hack, man, if you have not seen The Great Hack, I'm going to recommend that you watch that. You watch that film. It is chilling. It is effing chilling. And I don't mind saying it. About a decade ago, I was working in cybersecurity, and it was one of the best jobs I ever had in social media, because when I took the job, I was all about sharing. Sharing is awesome. Then I worked with a cybersecurity firm. And they were super, no, protect everything. And both of us learned from the experience. Both of us really learned from the experience. And I found it quite cavalier when
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Thank you, Munch. But what I was going to say was that within 6 months of within 6 months of the release of The Great Hack, the Zuck was in he was in an interview. And he mentioned that he had dinner with the president, with President Trump. And the interviewer, this was news to him, and he was like, "Oh, you had can you give us some of the details of that dinner?" And I kid you not, you can see it on Patriot Act. Zuckerberg goes, "Well, that was a private dinner, and I think we should really respect the privacy of the president and what was said at that table." And I'm like, whoa, time out. Let me get this straight. When it comes to our data, it's up for grabs. Oh, but when you want to keep something private, Zuck, it's got to stay private, because we got to respect that. I mean, and this was within 6 months, 6 freaking months of The Great Hack being released. So that is my big reasoning to tell people you really don't want to take your gaming to Facebook. You don't want to take your stream to Facebook. That is my personal opinion, which basically leaves either Twitch or YouTube. And the gripes that I've had, people say, yeah, the double standards of the Zuck, the struggle is real, baby. But the way I look at it is that there's not going to be a perfect platform. If you come to Twitch, or if you come to YouTube, or if you decide you want to go to Facebook, because they are an 800-pound gorilla. I won't kid. They are the 800-pound gorilla of social media, which is why they were able to get away with what they got away with. But in all fairness, it comes down to where you feel most in line. And I look at the people that I've met through Twitch. I look at the policies of Twitch. I look at how they react quickly, and they really work at customer service. I see it all the time on Twitter. I've had a lot of back and forths with ambassadors. I've had a lot of back and forths with partner contacts, and many of them about this book. and I have been duly impressed with what they do. I have a Facebook gaming account, and somehow it managed to tie back into my personal account, even though I made sure I don't have to link anything. Oh, fantastic! 1,000 members. Nicely done.
Hail to the king, baby.
Nicely done, Adam. Nicely done. I mean, so I do think I do think you have options. And Plan B, how you doing, Plan B? Good to see you. I'm glad to see you in chat. Thank you for the follow, by the way, and thank you for the back and forth on Twitter. Remember, if you've missed this stream, it's okay. I'm gonna go on ahead and I'm gonna make sure that I highlight it, and then I'm gonna put it up on my YouTube. I will do it as a replay just to make sure that people have that option. But I do appreciate everybody being here. but when it comes to that content, when it comes to who owns the content, which was the biggest argument that I heard about people wanting to go over to Mixer as opposed to staying at Twitch, you got to accept that you are not getting this for free. It's costing you in something somewhere. And before I open it up for final questions, I want to talk a little bit about multi-streaming, because that's been a trend that I've seen some people talk about and really hype up. Here's I'm doing well, by the way. It's been a great afternoon. I hope people have been enjoying the stream. I hope people have been getting something out of this stream. But let's talk a little bit about the whole multi-stream thing. If you are not an affiliate, multi-streaming is fine. If you are not an affiliate, multi-streaming is fine. You can go ahead and try it out and basically send out your signal on Twitch, on Facebook, on YouTube, in the same way that Logitech G does streaming, right, Steve Saylor? And while I mean, it works great for corporations to do that, right? They have that luxury, they have that option. But I will tell you this: I heard a streamer say that this was the golden nugget of advice that he was giving when it came to, and I've talked to Steve about this as well. I've talked to Steve about this. His golden nugget of advice was, before you start launching a stream, here's what you need to do. You need to set yourself up on YouTube. You set yourself up on YouTube and you stream there, and then when you have an audience there, then you launch your Twitch stream. That's a little, first off, that's a little hinky. It's not necessarily would you stop it, Munch? He's not, although the guy was British. But it's not necessarily what I would call, it's not breaking any rules. It's not breaking any policies, at least for the non-affiliate level. But is it Slim Shady? Oh, it's very Slim Shady. Because you're basically saying, I'm using YouTube as a way to boost my numbers on Twitch. There's another problem I have with this strategy too, is that you're expecting your followers on YouTube to just go ahead and segue over to Twitch. Here's why the fall of Mixer did not prove that to be the thing. When Mixer signed on Ninja, everybody involved basically figured, if you build it, they will come. They will go on ahead and they will hop over. They will segue over. And at first, that's what it looked like. But I believe it was Vulture.com that reported that that Ninja lost about 10 million follows. He lost 10 million follows. And that's for Ninja, it's a pretty big chunk. 10 million of anything is a big chunk. And that's the thing. The question is, what happened to those 10 million? Were they all bots? I don't think they were all bots, but I will say this. They basically said, okay, we lost Ninja on Twitch. Well, there's got to be something else we can watch. I mean, that's the hardest part about being a streamer. Well, it's one of the hard things about being a streamer, is that you can, and this is why you hear so many streamers say, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here, because you can use a Twitch Prime sub anywhere, and you chose to use it here. There are all these different streamers that say that, and I really do believe they mean it. Because right now, I can go ahead and pull up my Raid channel thing and look. Yeah, my top streamers. You got some great people here that are streaming. I love them all. But my thought about that was that you all chose to come here and hang out with me and ask questions, and I sincerely appreciate that. But if I'm on YouTube, I say, okay, I'm going over to Twitch, come on over. I would expect that I would lose half of my viewers that way. Because the other half are going to be like, oh, T's gone. Well, then I can either switch apps or I can just go on ahead and just find something else to watch. So I don't necessarily buy into that. So what about multi-streaming though? Multi-streaming, you can cultivate multiple platforms. It's a great concept, but here's the additional problem. What incentive do you give these platforms, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, if you're streaming across all platforms and you're expecting money from these platforms? Where's the incentive? Which is why you'll notice when Twitch says once you become an affiliate, you're dedicating your content, you're dedicating your stream time to us. That may seem kind of totalitarian. But if you think, well, I'm going to go to Facebook because they don't have that clause, or I'm going to do YouTube, they don't have that clause yet. Again, I go back to what I said, and to quote Alfred Pennyworth, got to stand by yourself, mate. When I said this, hang on, I'm getting there. There it is. When I said on page 249, this relationship could change at any time. And Nate is also right. When you multi, you spread your audience and it makes it exponentially harder to hit those milestones. And the reason why corporations can get away with it is that they're doing this for funsies. There is no, they have no real skin in the game. They can go on ahead and they can stream wherever they want because they're just streaming for funsies. It's still a promotion, don't get me wrong, it's still a promotional thing, and yeah, I mean it works great. But for you, the individual, for you, the content creator, people want to know where to go and where to find you. That's different. And how is it different, Greg? It's a good question. Yes, got to wait 24 hours before you post that archive. But how is it different? Why is it different? It's different because it's not live. And that's what people want when they get on here. That's what people want when they come on Twitch. That's what sets Twitch apart. That's what sets YouTube apart. It's what sets streaming apart from any other thing. And see, Greg and I can talk about this because we are both podcasters for many years. And I don't know if Greg remembers TalkShoe, but that was the first attempt at doing live podcasting, and it was a disaster on the Mac side because they could never get it to work. They could never get it to work on the Mac side. And streaming, oh my God, streaming. It opens up this beautiful interaction between you and me. And when I first did it, and I had my first when I had my first conversation online, it was probably with Munch. But that first and no, Munch, I'm still not going to send you nudes. That's part of the conversation. But the point I'm getting at is that that interaction, that connection is that interaction is absolutely paramount. It sets apart. Well, yeah, you're going to fit right in here, Plan B. Yeah. People really want an OnlyFans for T. Morris. Yeah, that's going to happen. But what I'm saying is that yeah, it's that interaction that makes streaming so different and so revolutionary and so much fun. And it's why I do this. I do this for the interaction. I do this for when I get a killer play, or if I can get by a hard level, which for anybody that saw me last night on the charity stream, I did manage to clear. There you go. Little OnlyFans flash, right? But for anybody who watched the charity stream the other night, I did finally clear that one tough level. No, just white, not waxed, white. blindingly white. And you know, when I'm doing this stuff, when I'm making the incredible play, or when I'm doing a stream like this and I'm answering questions, it's that interaction that sets apart streaming from other kinds of media and content creation, like what Greg and I did back in the early days of podcasting. And I love to stream. Like I said, Twitch for Dummies was a love letter. It was a love letter to the platform. And so at this stage of the game, at this stage of where we are, my closing arguments. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. My closing points. There was a day when I never read chat. That's true. Now I just ignore Munch's messages because they're usually lewd in some sort of nature. But I will say. Love you, Munch. But I did want to say in closing, that right now you don't have to make any decisions. I mean, I watched I haven't had the pleasure of gaming with this individual. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting this individual, but I really want to, because she just strikes me as an absolute joy. Her name is Video Game Diva on